Watching.
We're live?
Real talk. First of all, if you see smoke in front of the camera, it's our resident fireman. What you call it? Real talk. This dude, someone who will remain nameless, that doesn't belong in the minyan anymore, because apparently he's a yeshiva guy, and the rule is we kick yeshiva guys out of the minyan. But apparently he's moving to Florida, and he's getting paid enough. Am I allowed to say this publicly? I'm not going to say it publicly if you don't want me to. Are you sure?
I mean, I don't know what you're about to say.
You know exactly what I'm about to say. He's getting paid so much flipping money to sit and learn that he's moving to Florida. He's quitting cash advance. It used to be like everyone's like, oh, cash advance is the new business. And then it became ABA therapy is the new business. Now it became Kailalim in Florida. Yeah, let me hear this. Yeah. What? Okay, just because you weren't good at it. I'm just saying.
Are you? I don't know.
All right, let's get going.
What parsha are you doing this week? This week's Eikev.
So this week's Parshas Parshas Eikev.
Yeah, because it has something else weird.
Parshas Eikev, Parshas Eikev. This week's Parshas Parshas Eikev. But I want to say thank you Hashem, because I mixed up the parshiyot, and I'm officially prepared for next week's parsha. No, it's not your fault. I have a whole share ready for next week. I'm good to go. No, I'm saying there's something wrong with me. This happened. This has happened in the past, right? But I don't know what happened. Okay, Baruch Hashem. But let's get going. Okay, I saw something very interesting. I didn't see this anywhere, but I was going through the parsha, and you're gonna like this one. You know how we discussed many times that in Pirkei Avot, right? The way Pirkei Avot works is that there is, you have your rabbi, right? You have the Mishnah starts, Reb Zera says, Reb Oishia says, whatever says, right? And then he says his thing. And we discussed then, what does that mean that he said? We said that what it means is that this is his statement. This is his, I wanted to be able to see it. Yeah, I tried to get a little bit professional. This is his statement. This is his message, right? That they ask, okay, Reb Zera, what is your message? Oh, my message is blah, blah, blah. And he says his message, and we learn from it, and we decide what to do. Okay, great. This is an Avi ben Shimshon message. No. I said no. Are you reading my notes?
No, I just know that you're going to go into
Listen, Teddy's sitting in the back. Do you want to go sit? He looks, okay. Let's get going.
I have my ChatGPT open on my phone.
This week's Parshas Eikev. Let's go. Now, I'm going to be very careful what I say, because we have a Kail Bacher in the room. We have two Kail Bacher in the room. One local, one... Yeah, Yingalite. It's become a Yingalite, yeah. Right. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Now you know why you're not my son-in-law. Okay. All right, let's get going. This is Parshas Eikev. So Eikev, find something very interesting in Eikev. I found it interesting. It's a very me concept. I found it very interesting. And the shaila is azay. You go through the parsha, you come up to Perek Yud. You go into Perek Yud. It was even before Perek Yud, as it closes up to Perek Yud. And it starts talking about Moshe Rabbeinu, as we know, Chumash Devarim is Moshe Rabbeinu's last will and testament, right? It was the last days of his life, and he was going and he was giving out to Klal Yisrael all the messages, and okay. And Moshe Rabbeinu is going, at the end of Perek Tet, Moshe Rabbeinu is going through everything that went on, and he goes and discusses the concept of what happened by the Chet Egel. And he explains the Chet Egel that, Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim, and He loved us, and He was there for us, and He built us up, and He brought us to Har Sinai, and Nasev and Nishma, and then you guys, when I went up to get the first Luchot, and you guys did the Chet Egel, and then we came down, and he goes through the whole thing. Right? And for 40 days, I davened to Hashem, and I begged to Hashem for forgiveness, and I got the forgiveness, and then I went back up for the second. Okay, great. And he ends off, if you look at Perek Tet, Pasuk Yud, he goes into and he says, Va'anochi amatiti ba'ar. Is this what you said? Okay, good. Va'anochi
Park Yud Pasuk.
I said Perek Yud, Pasuk Yud. No, we ended off Perek Tet, where he started talking about the Chet Egel, and then he goes in and it continues into Perek Yud, and it goes into Perek Yud, Pasuk Yud, is where we're up to now. Good. And he goes, Va'anochi amati de bahar be'yamim arishonim arba'im yom v'arba'im laila. Right, Kayam, sorry. Va'anochi amati de bahar kayamim arishonim arba'im. I have one father. Okay? Okay. Va'anochi amati de bahar kayamim harishonim arba'im yom v'arba'im laila va'yishma Hashem. Okay. I stood for Hashem. V'arba'im yom v'arba'im laila. See, you got that joke. V'arba'im yom v'arba'im laila. And Rashi points out this concept of what was arba'im yom v'arba'im laila. This is a very important point. Is that Hashem, when I went up for the Luchot for the second time, Hashem loved you the same way He loved you before the first Luchot. That the Lashon is leading us to understand that you went and you did something terribly wrong on a national level. You did the worst thing you could have possibly have done. Number one on the Luchot was Anochi Hashem. You went against the first number one, you went and did the Chet Egel.
And number two.
What you would, thank you, that's true, and number two. And you went against right away. And you would think that's it. On a national level, you did the worst of the worst. And Moshe Rabbeinu is telling them, I went up to Shemayim, and it was like you never did it. Hashem loves you. The same now, after the 40, going up for the second Luchot. He loves you the same as He loved you then. He forgave you. He loves you. Beautiful. Before we get to my question, let's appreciate this statement for just 1 minute, because we need to appreciate this. We had discussed multiple times the concept of the Meraglim, how could it have been that the Meraglim, we're not going to go into this, but how is it that the Meraglim were able to come out and do something so bad, right? They came out, they were about to enter Eretz Yisrael. They went and they come out saying bad things about Eretz Yisrael, and Hashem punishes them. And we discussed, how is it possible that they could do something like this? We discussed it multiple times. How is it possible they could do something like that? And we said it's because we went to Chavetz Chaim, and right, we went to the Chavetz Chaim then. Why is it? They felt they weren't worthy. They didn't forgive themselves, right? Hashem forgave them, but they didn't forgive themselves. Great. We're not going through that. What we're going through is to first understand the power of what it took for Hashem to forgive them, that it was something so bad that the Meraglim, the Nesiim of Klal Yisrael, the Gedolim of Klal Yisrael couldn't fathom a world, a reality where we could be forgiven for what we did wrong. Comes Moshe Rabbeinu over here on his last moments of life as they're about to enter Eretz Yisrael, and he says, appreciate you were forgiven. Appreciate that Hashem loves you so much that you were forgiven. We have to understand what that means. They went so far and they were forgiven. Okay, now let's see where the Torah goes from here. The very next pasuk. Well, the very next pasuk he continues, and Hashem says, "Come up, and I'm going to give you the luchot." And okay, next. Va'ata yisrael ma Hashem Elokecha shol mimach ki im li yira et Hashem Elokecha lelechet b'chol deracha v'la'avo oto v'la'avo et Hashem Elokecha b'chol levavcha. He just forgave them. He just forgave them, right? He just said, "You're forgiven." The only thing Hashem asks you. The only thing, by the way, the only thing, like it's not a big deal, the only thing Hashem asks you is to fear Him, to love Him, and to be oived Him. The only thing Hashem asks you is to fear Him, to love. Okay, the famous question everyone asks, this isn't our question, but the Gemara Berachot comes and asks, says, the only thing He's asking, it's so simple, Yira is so simple, it's so simple, Yira is so simple, that one of the things that everyone works towards, Yira is such a simple thing. Everyone gives their answers. Some say, no, it was Moshe on his level, and others say, no, they were to... we're not going into their answers. I want to bring out a point. Yira is so simple. I have a different question. I have a different question. That will answer that question also, but I have a different question. Hashem just introduced them to the concept of unconditional love. The real concept. You went and did something terribly wrong, and I forgave you. And the very next pasuk, he turns to them and he says, fear me. Time out. Why? This is my question. Should I fear you? This is a question every parent asks who's asked to do unconditional love. Why should I fear you? I just went and broke the number one rule on a national level. You brought us out of Mitzrayim. You gave us everything. You gave us a house, a home, every bike I ever asked for. You gave me everything I ever asked for in my life. You spoiled me rotten. You gave me everything. You gave me miracles. You gave me money. You gave me man. You gave me everything. I had a pillar in the front protecting me and a pillar in the back protecting me. You gave me everything. You go and you give me the luchot. You tell me, Anochi Hashem Elokecha, right? What do? I break the cardinal number rule. And you forgave me. Why should I be afraid of you? You're going to forgive me again? What's there for me to be afraid of? If, let's say, your father goes to you, and your father says to you, listen, I'll make you a deal. You go to Shacharit every day for the next 2 months. I'll buy you a ticket to Israel. I'll buy you a bike. I'll buy you a Ferrari. Whatever it is. I'll buy you a Ferrari. I want that, okay? I'll buy you a Ferrari. Let's go with that one. I like that one. I'll buy you a Ferrari. Yeah? Okay, great. And the next morning, the very next morning, dude doesn't come with Shachris. What would you think? Deal's off. Dude's offering him a Ferrari. Like, we're not playing around here, right? Right? At best, the father say, okay, you lost a Ferrari, now you're getting, a Lakewood car. You're getting a Camry, right? Oh, you didn't do it again? He didn't wake up. Father comes and says, you know what? I forgive you. Let's start tomorrow. Kid oversleeps tomorrow. Tomorrow. Is the kid going to be afraid of waking up? Let's say he does it for a week. And then a kid oversleeps one day, and the father, he goes out this mic and goes, Dad, and the father says, don't worry about it, it's just one. Keep going, keep it going. Is the kid going to be afraid anymore? Is there any worry anymore? Why would I be worried about anything if I know you're going to forgive me? If God is going to forgive me anyways, what concept of yira is there? Fine. Let's go a different route. Why? You got to understand the concept, how deep of a question this is, guys. Because Moshe Rabbeinu is teaching us something very powerful over here. He's on his deathbed. And he understood that Hashem is a Baal Rachamim. He understood that Hashem loves us. And he understood that Hashem wants Yira and Ava from us. But unlike Klal Yisrael, unlike the Nesiim, he understood what that really meant. And he was trying to give it over. And let me tell you the difference he's trying to teach. And Rabbi Isai, listen to this. I remember one time when I was growing up, it's like a moment that's ingrained in my memory. And me and my brother Ari it was Erev Shabbat. And my uncle was coming to bring me and my brother. We stayed home for that summer. I don't remember why. Jelly went up to like a bungalow colony or whatever. Good Ashkenazim, right? Went up to a bungalow colony or whatever. For that summer, for some reason, I remember we were home or something. Okay. And it was Erev Shabbat, and my uncle was coming to pick us up to go spend Shabbat in the mountains with my cousins. We were going to go stay by him for the Shabbat. Okay. And he was coming to pick us up. And it just rained outside. And I go to my mom and I say, Ma, me and Ari's going to go out for a little bit. He's like, where are you going? I'm like, I don't know, we'll go bike riding or something. He's like, well, your uncle's going to be here in an hour or 20 minutes or whatever it is. Like, oh, we'll be back. We're just going around the neighborhood. I don't think you should go. You guys are already dressed for Shabbos. You're going to ruin your clothes. It rains. You're going to get dirty. You're going to get this. Stay home. Like, no, Mother, stay home. I'm like, okay, we'll stay home. Typically, what did we do? We said, no problem, we stay home. We turn around, we go to the backyard, we jump on our bikes, and we leave. Right? Okay, great. And we're driving around the block. Just 1, 2 times around the block. Obviously, nothing's going to happen, right? Right. We're driving around the block. And Ari, God bless him, because he's Ari. You know what's hilarious? Side point. Just hilarious, side point. We posted the share on my WhatsApp, right? Okay. Anytime I post anything, the rabbi's old Mexican worker, Carlos from Carlito's Way, comments on every one. Wow, I love this. This is amazing. Carlos, if you're on there, get off. Anyway.
He's more Jewish than you.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so we're driving around the block. Carlos, get off, Carlos. Anyway, so in case you're really on there, don't get off. We love you. Okay, he just did me a big favor. So, yay, Carlos, we love you. Anyway, so we're driving around this block, Carlito's Way. We'll give a little plug. Your framing needs, Carlito's Way. Okay, anyway, 1-800-Carlito. I have no clue. We're driving around the block. We're going around our thing. We're doing our thing. And Ari decides that he's, Mr. Evil Knievel. And there was like a rock or something that he was able to ramp off of. And he rides at this thing in the wet floor rain thingamabobby. And the dude rides at this rock and pops his bike over it. And being that he's not Evil Knievel, he lands and crashes and smashes. I'll never forget this moment in my life. In my moment, I was like, oh my God, his clothes are going to get dirty. That was a fear, man. Like, oh no, his white shirt, oh no, he's going to get dirty. And he said to the phone, I'm like, Ari, get up, you're going to get dirty. He's like leaning on the floor, like on his knees, like curled over a little bit, but on his knees forward. And I'm like, Ari, get up, you're going to get dirty. Get up. And he looks up at me and he has this look on his face. Legit. He's like, I'm like, it's okay. It's not that bad as it's dirty. Like, relax yourself. We can go home, sneak in, change shirts. It's not that big of a deal. He stands up and he goes like this. He picks up his hand. He's like, look at me. And his hand was like, it was legit. It was like hanging. It was like extended. And it was just like, and he looks at me, he's like, oh. And I look at him like, oh. And he's like, oh. Like, and the first words out of my mouth, as I see my brother's hand is swinging in the wind. And I turn to him and I go, oh, mommy's going to kill us. How are you popping it back in, dude?
You said, bro, it's not too bad. No,
Dude, it was a stiff wind. It was. Anyway, I'm like, oh my God, mommy's going to kill us. And we're like, as we're walking the bikes home, and by the way, thinking back now, I'm such a jerk. I was riding my bike and he's walking it and I didn't help him at all. I was just so obsessed that mommy's going to kill us because we were just supposed to go to the mountains. This is game over for us. And we go on home and we walk in and I'll never forget. She sees that he's, not looking so great. She didn't even see his hand yet. But she comes running up to him. The first words out of her mouth wasn't, I told you not to go bike riding. First words out of her mouth was, are you okay? And he's like, oh! Very not okay. All right, well, that was much later. After he got to cast on, after we missed Shabbos. Are you okay? See, you need to understand something. Moshe Rabbeinu is teaching us something very powerful when it comes to our relationship with Hashem and when it comes to our relationship with our children. And it's something we really need to understand. Moshe Rabbeinu set up a ladder over here. It's not just me. Moshe Rabbeinu set up a ladder. Moshe Rabbeinu said, look, you did something terrible. You did the worst of the worst. And Hashem forgave you. Now fear him. What do you mean? What fear? No. You did the worst of the worst. It's not the fear that we think of, the fire and brimstone. It's not the fear that we think of, hey, the second I step out of line, a lightning bolt's going to come down from heaven and it's going to fry me on the spot. That's not the era like he's talking about. If that was the era, then why would Moshe Rabbeinu say Hashem's going to forgive you no matter what you do? You just took away the whole power of fear. The reality is no. There are two types of fear. Fear number one, I'm just looking for there it is. Fear number one, and you'll see this with children. And I'm going to give you the example through children since it's such a best example. It's the best example. Fear number one is that the child who understands that if I do something wrong, I'm going to get killed. Meaning,
you get killed?
Not killed. If I do something wrong, this is what you shouldn't do. But let me explain the differences first. If I do something wrong, there's going to be a consequence. Okay? Meaning, what is a person taught there? When should I do something wrong? Never. When someone's around. But let's say my parents aren't around. Now I could do something wrong. How many people have played punch bowl in their living room and broken a vase when their parents weren't home? No, what? 2, 3, 4, 3? Why is it only the Moroccans in the room? It's apparently, yeah. What? Oh, that's what it is. You guys had real silver, not glass. Guys, child number 1 is raised with an understanding that if you do something wrong, then you're going to get punished for that thing wrong, meaning in a way that their discipline is all about consequences. If you do this, then that's going to happen. If you do this, it's about the consequence. It's not about them, it's about the consequence. Okay? Do you understand the concept? Meaning, therefore, when someone, when the parents aren't there, when the safety net is gone, guy goes and he has a filter on his phone. And now the school demands, let's just do it this way. School demands you cannot have a phone. Great. And now he graduates and he gets a phone. Now there's no one watching me anymore. There's no one punishing me. There's no one kicking me out. As soon as the threat of consequence is gone, I'm nothing. It was a threat of consequence that protected me from being whatever. It's a fear of punishment. But if there's no punishment, then there's no fear. Does that make sense? That's child number 1. I didn't say what's wrong. I'm telling you reality. Child number 1. Child number 2 is, no. We love you no matter what. Meaning, kid number 1 is the one we've always talking about that is worried about the fear of love. But okay. We love you no matter what. You are gold. You are intrinsically valued. You're always going to be the most special person in our life. And because we love you, we want you to be the best version of you. Yeah. We want you, oh, you're setting that up, dude. We want you to be the best version of you. Meaning, someone who's threatening in consequences, the threat of consequences is that if you do wrong, then we're going to punish you, then we're going to be upset at you, then we're not going to like you, we're going to reject you, we're going to come down on you. Do you understand? And that's the way most people look at discipline and fear. The second kid, it's not that.
Is there space for that?
100%. 100%. But first, let's understand, I want to bring this to Hashem, and we'll get there in a minute. But then there's the second kid that you are loved. He's confident in his position in the family. He's confident that no matter what happens, I am safe. I am secure. What am I afraid of? I'm afraid of hurting the relationship. You see, there's the guy that looks at Hashem as the fire and brimstone. There's the guy that looks at Hashem as the detective that's watching and waiting for me to screw up so that he can go and make the other shoe drop. And then there's the guy that says, I don't want to ruin my relationship with Hashem. He loves me no matter what. It's not that he's going to reject me. I want to be the best version of me to be worthy of him. You know, we've given this example before. Of a guy in his wedding day. And a guy comes up to him on his wedding day and he says, he walks up to him and he says, you know what? You want to go to Atlantic City? Let's go have some fun. And the guy's like, dude, I'm getting married tonight. He's like, okay, fine. You want to go bowling? It's like, dude, I'm getting married tonight. He's like, all right, let's go, I don't know, let's go, whatever. Let's go play b-ball. Dude, I'm getting married tonight. He's like, oh, you're already whipped. You're already whipped. It's game over. Oh, you're ready. See what's happening? We're ready. No, it's not that I'm whipped. It's not that as long as she's not here, I can do whatever I want, right? As long as my wife doesn't know, I can smoke and do I can smoke and do whatever I want. No, that's not what it is. It's not what it is, Rafi. No, that's not what it is.
You know, you should probably,
Quiet you.
you should probably lead by example.
Quiet you.
You should probably
Quiet you. You know, he takes it too far. It's not about that. He's such a dib. It's not about that.
Very intentional.
Let's get through this, guys. It's not about that. It's that the guy's getting married tonight. The guy is about to have the most awesome relationship in the world. And he wants to make that relationship the best relationship possible. Comes Moshe Rabbeinu and he understands what psychology talks about today. That what is the healthy child? The healthy relationship? The healthy relationship is fostered on a home of love and security, where the child never feels a risk of rejection. And when you give that love to a child, you know the era he develops, a era of disappointing, a era of wanting to be the best person I can to be worthy of this relationship. I want to live up to my parents' ideals. What's the difference? The difference is that when you're gone, when your parents aren't around, you're still living up to those ideals. When a Hashem you don't see, you're still living up to those ideals. Because every one of us have moments in our life where there's times where it's so dark, we don't see Hashem. And it's very hard in those moments to not live up to those ideals. But if you're somebody who understands the real relationship with Hashem, then you're able to live up to it, no problem. Comes Moshe Rabbeinu, or Moshe Rabbeinu says, you messed up royally. You made the worst of the worst mistakes. Hashem forgave you, not only forgave you, He loves you, the Lashon Pasuk, He loves you, as Rashi says, He loves you as much as He loved you before the mistake. He loves you the same. Now fear Him. Because you're so safe in the relationship. You're so secure in the love because you see He'll always forgive you. So yeah, Moshe Rabbeinu was very easy. The Gemara in Brachas Lamed Gimel Lamed Beis asked the question, when Moshe Rabbeinu was so easy, year on year is so hard. Why is Moshe Rabbeinu making it sound easy? Yes, because when a person is in an environment of love and security, and he feels intrinsically valued, and no matter what I can do, I won't be rejected, in such a scenario, the person has a fear of not living up to those standards. That's a healthy fear. And Moshe Rabbeinu says, that's easy. That is easy. All he's asking, because he's giving all this love, all he's asking is for you to fear. That's very easy. When you go the other way, and you're afraid of lightning bolts, and you're afraid of fire and brimstone, and you're afraid that the guy is sitting there, and like my Rebbe told me when I was in third grade, the walls of your house are watching you, and they're going to be mad on you after you die, and they're going to tell Hashem all the dirty little things you did. If that's your view of Hashem, then yeah, year is a very, very difficult thing. Then year is a very shallow thing. Then year is something that can destroy a person. And it's very, very tough. And it's very, very difficult. So yeah, year it could be hard. But our relationship with Hashem, as Moshe Rabbeinu says, that's not the way to do it. And we have to connect that for all of us in the room that are starting our families, that the relationship with our children have to be the same way. Don't make the relationship a consequential relationship. Don't make it that, if you do this, then you're going to be disappointed, and you're going to be angry, and give them the cold shoulder, and you're going to feelings of rejection or whatever. No. Make them feel loved. Make them feel unconditionally loved. Make them feel secure, validated. Make them feel like they really matter. Intrinsic value. And you'll see that they themselves will develop a fear of not reaching up to the standards because they want to protect, like the guy getting married, they want to protect the relationship. You guys hear what I'm saying? Chazak. Shabbat shalom.
Directors do not like the picture that's been used for the shoe.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a bad picture.
I'm sweating.
What, this one?
I'm sweating buckets right now.
Yeah, it's not.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so I have a couple things.